Alright guys, so quick update on the current status of the car. I apologize, it's taking me forever to get videos out and stuff, but with everything that's going on, it's kind of what I'm limited to. Still haven't got the GoPro fixed to where I can make decent videos and stuff, so still stuck with my phone. But anyways, current status. We just finished up brakes. Okay, a few days ago I ran all the brake lines. Did not use the line lock kit that I bought. It was cheap. Didn't come with any instructions. Really wasn't something I wanted to mess with. It's not really something I'm going to need to use. The car's an automatic. So if I need it, I'll put it in. I get it. Brake lines are run. Car has brakes. Actually, brakes are better than they've ever been up to this point. So real thankful that I got that figured out. Fuel lines, just yesterday, I just swapped everything over. If you guys remember, last year we was running hose barb fittings, MPT, this crap. You know, get you by in a pinch. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, other than it looks like crap with hose clamps and all that stuff. So, you know, everybody loves a look of AN fittings, even the cheap ones like I got here. So, everything is switched over to Dash 8 AN, except for where it splits into two. That's Dash 6 Earl's fuel line kit on the Demon. So that's done. Did go all the way down to the hard line with that. So if you guys are new to these fittings and hoses and stuff like me, I did not know that you could go from a hard line to an AN. I mean, I probably did. I just never thought about it. So yeah, it was real cool. So we went with some Dash 8 fittings, obviously, from 3/8 hard line to Dash 8. So there's that. Yeah, I know there's some rust in there. I don't know if I ever showed you guys this. That's the inside of that strut tower that I had cut back and made room for the... I had upswept headers on a 351 when I did that, so you can see I moved it back and booger welded the crap out of it. So it's solid. It's been in the car like that for years. Never had any issues. Anyways, so that's where we're at with fuel lines. So we have brakes. We've got fuel. We don't have any power to anything. That's where we're at now. We're at wiring. So I have stripped down the factory wiring harness. Okay, all of it. I've gotten rid of all the wire looming, all the nasty stuff, you know. And this is the reason why, mostly why I'm doing this, is because of shit like this. You come across hack fixes that were taped up, okay, that you never even would have known because it was underneath all that electrical tape and factory sheathing. And you know, you'd be surprised what you guys will find when you start tearing into your factory harness. Now, this is probably going to intimidate the hell out of some people. Is this spaghetti mess, okay? Factory fuse block, factory pigtails, you know, it's all original. So there's a lot of wires in here, and mainly because this car was fuel injected from the factory, so it had an ECU over in the corner, you know, and it had the center console unit that would tell you, you know, low fuel and all that extra stuff that you wouldn't have gotten on, you know, a base model LX that was carbureted or something like along those lines. So there's a lot more that went into it. It had little boxes. Actually, I could probably show them to you. You know, this is stuff that I pulled out of the minus set extension cord. These are the plugins and extra wiring that I pulled out so far, and I'm not even close to finishing. But anyways, pulling out stuff like this, guys, like the stupid buzzer sensors that, you know, when anytime there's a door or your hatch is open or your keys in the ignition, get rid of that. This relay here, honestly, don't even know what the hell that went to. Got rid of it. I've got a relay here, so horn relay. Don't need that. We'll wire something else up if we need to. And then you've got random things like windshield washer, fluid tank, stuff like that. I still have windshield wipers, just don't need the damn tank. So I've got all of it's pretty much out of the car. I've got a few wires left that run up to the dome light that come up that pillar. That there is the hazard flasher, I believe. See the blinker? I think it's hazard because the blinker one goes into there. or it's backwards. I can't remember. Either way, they're both there because I want all the lights to be working. Everything's going to be run off factory switches, so I got to repair that. Actually, I got to get rid of it because that was the washer button on the end of the wiper motor switch, and then we've got blinkers. Okay, so I wanted everything to run on the factory column, factory wiring with all these plugins. They're all in good enough shape that I can reuse them. I know some people go through and they just get rid of all this and just start from scratch. I didn't want to do it. I probably will when I'm done doing this, though. So then we have... Anyways, we'll get back to these plugins. What's going on about these? I've got power that goes from your original starter solenoid under the engine in the engine bay. So these would normally run out through there. Because the battery's in the back of the car, you no longer, there's no sense in running those wires out through just to bring them back. So I unpinned it and then pulled it through the grommet, and these will continue to run toward the back of the car to get the power source. Now, I've also eliminated a bunch of wires going into this pigtail, which you can see are still coming out of the end of this, which are not being used. I'll unpin those and get rid of them. Now, what I'm going to do with these guys is, because these connectors, they often break, so there's never a good lock. See right there, broken. Now you can pop these apart and they might come unhooked in a hard launch, or who knows. So I've ordered an entire kit of weatherproof connectors. So once I get this wiring all whittled down to the wires that are necessary for the car, I will change out all the pigtails that are broken to newer style WeatherTech pigtails. So I'll get that done. Obviously the ones that I don't think I can get are going to be like the ones that run your factory gauges. And like I said, these turn signal switches, you might be able to get replacements, but there's nothing wrong with these ones. They're good, so no point in changing those out. And everything will work as if it was a factory car, and that's kind of what I'm after, is keeping it as functionable as possible as a street car. Because I already am going to get a lot of shit for this not being a street car. Everybody has their reasons of why one's a street car versus a race car. I've gutted the dash. Obviously I don't have a heater anymore, so these are useless. They're basically aesthetic. That's just gonna be the way it is. So yeah, there'll be people who are gonna give me shit. I still rock steel doors, steel fenders, steel hoods, steel quarters. The whole car is a factory car. I'm just taking a lot of stuff out of it that I don't need. So it's lighter, right? Lighter equals faster. So that's the goal. Just keep it as street car as possible with some, I know, street car as possible, and I'm running a engine plate. So, like I said, there's already gonna be a whole thing about you get a motor plate, you don't have engine mounts, which to me, who gives a shit how the motor's held in there, as long as it's in the friggin' car. Who cares, right? So that's where we're at, guys. I still got a bunch of stuff to put on. Gauges, I picked up a set. You're going to be able to see it. I picked up LED gauges to get rid of so this one is oil. It's my oil gauge. And then I picked up another one that's identical. They're all LED with blue LEDs inside. This one's water temp. So I picked those up to get rid of, see, things like this. Like this is the line that runs my boost gauge. And I just hate the look of these plastic lines. I had the same style line for the oil pressure, and they work, don't get me wrong, it's really hideous, and you got all this, I don't like it, guys. So that's going to get switched out. I'm going to get a LED digital boost gauge, so I'll get that straightened out. And that's just all aesthetic stuff, really, at the end of the day. That's not going to change anything of how fast the freaking car is or anything like that. So that's just personal preference stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. It's just kind of been slowly picking away at it. Once the weather changes, we can get it out. I want to take this to the dyno, make sure it's putting in power. So we've got stock bottom N302, heads cam intake, blow through setup, 76mm on 3 turbo.
Stock C4 rebuilt with 2800 stall from Alabama Converter Company. So we're gonna try that, give that a try because they're nice and cheap. Those are the cheap ones you can get on Jegs and order for like 200 bucks. So cheapy torque converter. There's nothing expensive about any of this stuff, guys. Other than the most expensive stuff on this whole thing are the heads and the carburetor. Everything else is just secondhand or I made it myself. Stock 8.8 410 rear gear. Like I said, 3-speed C4 stock internals. It does have a TCI reverse manual valve body in it. So everything else, and it does have an upgraded band in it. So handle a little bit more power on the shift. That's pretty much it, guys. Looking to get somewhere over I want to get 600 at the rear tire. That's the goal with this stock bottom end. It should be obtainable. We'll see. If not, then we're going to switch over to this blueprinted short block, which is still a stock block. I've got it wrapped up in a bag on it, so you can be able to see it anyways. But that setup is a blueprinted short block that has forged flat tops in it, which I believe are DSS stuff. I didn't build the motor. I bought it off a buddy who had it built years ago. So that's got some miles on it. That was a nitrous motor. So yeah, that's the gist of it, guys. So I appreciate you guys checking out the channel. Check out some other videos. I am hoping to get back into another. I know this one hasn't really had much people's attention because it's so common. But I know a lot of people are liking the Turbo Straight 6 build. I'm looking to get back into one of those. And then once we get on the Falcon project, we'll do something cool with that car too. But gotta get this one done first, guys. So I appreciate it. Like I said, thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. I really appreciate it.